Most people believe becoming wealthy takes decades, but the truth is, most people could get years ahead financially in the next 7 months. Not because they're smarter, not because they're more talented, and definitely not because they were born rich. It's because they follow 5 simple rules that almost nobody pays attention to. And once you understand these rules, you'll start noticing why some people move ahead in life while everyone else stays stuck. Let's start with the first one. Rule 1, the 95-5 rule. Social media has completely distorted what success actually looks like. When we think of success, we imagine luxury vacations, fancy cars, expensive dinners, and glamorous lifestyles. But that's only the 5% that people show publicly. The reality is that 95% of success happens quietly when nobody is watching. Think about top athletes. There's a famous story about one of the greatest basketball players ever. One day, he showed up at the gym at 4 in the morning. Before practice even started, he spent almost an hour doing basic drills and footwork. Someone asked why the best player in the world was practicing something so simple. His answer was clear. He said the reason he stayed the best was because he never stopped practicing the fundamentals. And that's exactly how success works. Most things worth achieving require doing simple actions consistently for a long time. The challenge is that the basics are often boring, but boring habits are usually the ones that create extraordinary results. If you're a writer, that means writing every single day. If you're in sales, it might mean making dozens of calls daily, even if most of them end in rejection. People love complicated productivity systems and complex strategies, but complicated plans rarely last. Simple habits done consistently always win. Rule 2, let discomfort push you. There's a powerful idea in psychology that explains why most people never change their lives. People only change when staying the same becomes more painful than changing. Early in my career, I landed what seemed like the perfect job. Good salary, great benefits, a stable future. My family was proud, and everything looked great from the outside. But after a few months, something started to feel wrong. Every morning, I found myself walking slowly toward the office, trying to delay the moment I had to go inside. Then one day, during a meeting, my manager explained my 5-year career plan. While he was excited, I felt something completely different. I felt trapped. That moment forced me to ask myself an uncomfortable question. Did I really want to spend decades doing something that didn't excite me? Eventually, I made the decision to take a risk and start my own business. The first several months were brutal. Long nights, mistakes that cost money, very little sleep. But even on the hardest days, I realized something important. The fear of failing at my business was nothing compared to the fear of regret later in life. What if I had tried? Success always comes with a price, but regret usually costs much more. Time moves forward no matter what. The real question is, where will you be when a year passes? If you keep delaying what you know you should do, you'll probably still be in the same place, same routine, same income, same excuses. Meanwhile, other people will be moving forward. That uncomfortable realization can either discourage you or motivate you. Use it as fuel. Rule 3, the expectancy effect. There's a psychological concept called the Pygmalion effect. It means people tend to perform according to the expectations they have about themselves. I once met an entrepreneur who didn't start her company until she was almost 50. For years, she believed successful founders only came from big cities. She grew up in a very small town. She assumed big success wasn't possible there. But one day, at a networking event, she met someone who built a $1 million business, and that person came from an even smaller town. That moment changed her perspective. Within a few years, her business crossed 7 figures in revenue. Our brains are very good at finding proof for whatever we believe. If you believe opportunities are everywhere, your brain will find them. If you believe success isn't possible, your brain will find evidence for that too. This is called confirmation bias.
Your beliefs influence your actions, and your actions shape your results. So the narrative you repeat to yourself matters more than you think. Rule 4. Value your time. When people start focusing on money, they often try to do everything themselves to save cash. I used to do the same thing. I spent hours watching tutorials trying to design websites, logos, and presentations. I thought saving money was always the smartest move. But eventually, I realized something important. I was saving money while wasting my most valuable resource, time. One helpful idea is calculating what your time is worth per hour. For example, if someone earns $100,000 per year, their time is worth $50 per hour. Now imagine spending 5 hours doing a task. That effectively costs $250 worth of time. If someone else or an AI tool can do that task for less, it usually makes sense to outsource it. Technology has made this easier than ever. You can automate emails, organize notes, brainstorm ideas, and handle repetitive work using simple tools. Instead of spending time on low-value tasks, focus on work that actually moves your life forward. Sometimes getting ahead isn't about working harder, it's about working on the right things. One of the biggest differences between average earners and high earners comes down to accountability. Some jobs have low accountability. Others carry high accountability. High accountability roles solve important problems, and that is why they usually pay much more.